Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I'm making nose jokes. I can't hear you because you're muted. Still muted.
Let's see why this doesn't.
There you are. There you are.
I always have to go into settings and change everything every time I come on here.
That's obnoxious.
I don't know why.
Right? Right. And here. So.
Oh.
Wait. We'll wait for it. This is cool.
I hit a button. Oh, we got animation.
Yep. Wait. We gotta back up. So this is from perspective view. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you stop at the stop bar. Or if there's no stop bar, you stop at the crosswalk. If there's no crosswalk and there's a sidewalk, you make up a crosswalk in your mind and you stop at that. If there's no sidewalk, though, you can just draw a line across the road and stop there. Isn't that cute?
Your characters break hard. I'm joking.
I know, right? Wait. Watch from the point of view. Watch from the point of view. Boing, boing.
Oh my god. He's remind me of everybody I see on the road every day.
Right. Well, it helps to show them where the car is actually, when the car has.
Oh yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I just think it's funny. I'm just wow.
Well, oh man, I was laughing so hard yesterday because of the bounce. It was making me laugh so hard, and I was just so tickled by it. I also did like an overview, an above view, so that we can talk about it from here.
Oh yeah. That doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad from above.
From a top-down view, it's fine. It's when you're on the side views, you're just like, these people are like, like banging their head into their dashboard.
Yeah, but I like this part where it draws the line. That's freaking clever in my book, by the way. What I did was I did a dotted line that's got an alpha channel on it, so it's transparent except for the dotted line. And then I tilted it 1 degree and then raised it up through the road.
Okay.
So when you do, it goes because like it comes up a little at a time, and it looks just like somebody just drew a line across the road. Oh man, I'm having stream problems again this morning. Jeez.
Yeah, you just hiccup there.
I switched to. Yeah, I switched to. Whatever this is, because we thought that the problems were in. Not.
Oh, for your browser.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, this is really on here where it blinks. It goes bink, 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 like that. All that is it's a transparent. It's the ground on another transparent except for the crosswalk, and then I just raise it and lower it above and below the plane, like so above and below the street. So I just go bink, 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 like that, and it's only a fraction of an inch above the street, so you can't see it. You can't tell that it's
right.
The fraction of an inch above the street, but it's a fraction below and above, or a fraction below, or a fraction above, and that makes it go blink, 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 and it looks so cool. I'm actually going to use that same technology for like headlights and turn signals and everything like that. I'm just going to make a one of my streams is just totally dying. I'm going to make like a street light, like the signal, streets light, traffic signal. I make a traffic signal, and I'm just going to make them all dark, like a dark red, dark yellow, dark green, and then make just a green. And then green, and then those kind of things. Just pop the mesh, and that'll make the light turn on. And since it's cartoony, it doesn't need to be. You know, it doesn't need to be like super high realistic, and that'll work just fine. You'll still be able to see everything, and it'll be great. So we have done now the hierarchy of.
Did you see
stops?
They're advertising Alita 2?
Advertising or talking about it? Because I've heard Rodriguez say that he was into the idea of doing the second one. And
so there's talks about it. There have not been greenlit.
Yeah,
but they at least have teaser poster, and I'm just like, just give me yes or no.
Right? Because
they did set it up for a second season, like a second movie, and I was like, I'm in.
They were actually pretty true to the first 2 manga.
Yeah,
I mean, they
were really.
It's kind of the first 4 kind of blended together. The first 4 tankobon kind of blended together, but
right.
But it's still really not bad. You know,
they did really well. I was actually
did a really
impressed.
Good job on it, and I usually the live action stuff is like.
Because if I remember right, the creator was actually on set.
Yeah.
For some of it, so he actually, hey, it's up, Brett.
Shiro was actually on set.
Yeah, he was actually on set. He actually gave some advice on things that he was like, yeah.
Which is
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, because I mean, like some of the things they changed were good and have been good. Like
I understood why they had to change them for future reasons. After I saw that, I was like, this actually kind of works.
Well, like things like originally Golly's name was named after Ito's cat.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of silly, and it's better to make it named after his daughter. That's much more.
I like the cat better though. The cat just it's a
stupid thing.
I get that part though, but I mean, like Ito's also kind of a weird character too when you really look at him.
Yeah,
because of like he's always had he never really had any real reasoning for his vendettas that he was into, or at least they never really explained them ever in the comics. I really don't think they ever really explained him that much.
Right.
Like why he's a mercenary and why he's doing the certain things he does. You know, like now I think about it, I don't really think they really went that much into depth with him.
It's
even in the comics. Like I always just figured it was like a war thing or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how Gully or Alita, she was always going flashbacks to Mars. That's kind of how I figure, like, oh, he's probably doing flashbacks himself all the time, and that's why he doesn't talk about his life. He's a war veteran or something. Or since he's a scientist, he did some things that he's not proud of.
Right.
And he doesn't want to remember. And that was because I think they did mention something in the comics. He had a wife, right?
Yeah.
They never really went into the real
had
reasons.
An entire relationship. And, you know, whenever she was in the bar in Kansas, that was where they did a lot of talking about, you're saved. Yeah. We'll just save you. And then we will open recent, and I'll do 3 blocks again, and then we'll reset this. There we go. And then we'll do a new one.
Because I can tell you this. The one thing I always did not like about the manga, specifically, is we never made it to Mars.
Right.
And that's the part that annoyed me the most. I was like, why are we never going to Mars? You do all these crazy things, but we never make it to Mars.
That's why it's so bad.
That's why I'm like, I'm okay with him doing these. Yeah. Old school.
That's the whole thing of that's what this is.
I never had it. Since we're on a show and tell, hold on.
I'm just saying, Mars Chronicle is a thing. This is all about them on Mars. The best part is, since he's doing
that's when they were kids, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Since
when they were kids?
Doing it today, he's actually super accurate on his Mars maps and stuff like that. Like, everything.
Did he start doing the Mars Chronicles now?
That's what this is. This is the Mars Chronicle. This is a Mars Chronicle. That's what this is like.
I
So
have like, let's see if I can get these out. There we go. I was getting these because I thought these were awesome.
yeah, those are beautiful.
Like when I found out they all came in hardbacks, I was like, "Oh, really?" I just went back and I was like, "I'm buying all of these now." And that's just all of just Battle Angel Alita.
Mm-hmm.
This is everything that you would get from the book from the movie.
Yeah, that one's so that book. Rusty Angel is the first one. Tears Sign is the second one. He goes through the book 3 is where it starts to get kind of mixy to the end of the movie. Yeah, exactly.
They start changing up a lot of it about then too.
About 3 because they put her in Rollerball a little early. She should be in Kansas first, but that's okay.
Yeah, I also like how they actually kind of incorporated Rollerball in the show. Like they actually incorporated it a lot better, I felt.
Yeah.
And did a lot of cool things with it. Like I thought it was cool that they did like the little mini rollerball thing outside. But also, I mean, they did kind of go off that. There's a few things like I'm curious if we are going to topside. What's it called?
Teferis.
Yeah,
the only time that or Zalem, Teferis or Zalem, whichever way you want to call it.
Zalem.
That happened in Last Order.
Last Order, yeah, and that's where I was thinking, are we going to completely just jump right into Last Order? Because they kind of set it up already to do that.
Well,
I don't know if they will or not.
They set it up so that, yeah, I mean, because yes and no.
I know, right? This is where I'm kind of like, I'm curious what they're trying to do because, like, there's so many good stories within that, but you still need Battle Angel to get those stories because it does set up a lot of things in Last Order. You know, mostly it's the characters. You kind of need that character build up. But I would love them to, I did not know that they did Mars Chronicles. I'm gonna have to go find those now. Why'd you have to tell me this, guy?
Yeah, I mean, you keep sharing my face. I like spending your money, except that I don't benefit from it.
Apparently, that. I make you spend your money, so you can, yeah.
Like doesn't
help. You can suffer. I don't.
Yeah, no.
That's not one I want. Oh, I'm in move.
All right. Now we're going to do 4-way stops. Because all right. I'm just going to follow these 4 rules as it says right here on the Maryland Department of Transportation. I'm okay with that. Because it's talking about the rules of the 4 ways, and I'm like, well, we teach all of these different rules, but really what we do is we go through a ton of like discussion and stuff like that, and so it's really turns into rule number 1: the first vehicle to arrive has the right of way. Rule number 2: always yield to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 3, straight traffic takes the right of way over turning traffic. Rule number 4, right turns take the right of way over left turns.
True. Oh, because you're talking about stop signs, right?
Yep, 4-way stops. So all I'm doing here is I already have the animations built in for these cars to come to a stop, so I might as well make them continue rather than I might as well just copy and paste the animation. So like there's no reason not to.
Right. Oh, wrong button. There we go. PC T is tube.
It's just because this is so hard to see. Everything's so difficult. Oh, it doesn't need to be this complicated. Turn off car C and D, but the people still exist, so let's not do that. Let's just park them.
Let's just park these people. That's doing that. So that's the part I don't like. What if we go BM? Oops. Put that back in. Does that work better? Does that look better? That does not look better. Just do this. That might be better. Kind of looks better. Not really. It's just looking funny. All right. Yeah, that looks better. All right.
The driver's handbook's a mess. I'm just saying.
The actual driver handbook?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I looked at mine after you said that. I think I still have it somewhere, but I remember looking at the last time I looked at it. I was like, yeah, a lot of this stuff, I don't know if it's still dated.
I really wish I still had mine from 1989.
Mm-hmm.
The laws have changed quite a bit, and I keep telling my kids that. I'm like, hey, laws have changed. So be patient with your parents because they're trying to help, but sometimes they're not. You know,
Not even that. You could actually show people too, like how much the laws are changing. Well,
yeah,
when I was in school to what you guys are learning now, this is how much stuff has changed. So they can be like, oh, we understand now. Comparison. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
yep.
That's not what I want. Let's go back. PC2. Because I know my parents, they had a few problems with me learning a few things. They're like, well, this is what we're supposed to do. Like, no, that's not right. And I was like, okay. Because even my teacher at the time was like, no, this is how things are now. They're like, oh. Like, actually, I had to explain it to them. Because they didn't know. Why aren't you doing the thing I want? Build up. That's not a build up. That is. Oh, you're doing that thing. Shoot. Inflate.
There we go.
Yeah, you're gonna just create holes.
Rule 1, car that gets there first goes first. Okay, now that I've figured out how to copy and stuff. Rule 3, always use turn signals at a 4-way stop.
Yes. Always.
That's the next one we've got to do, which is come to a complete stop. And then obstructed intersections or obstructed view. But I need to make a little fence first. Which will be what car D does, because I can make a little fence right here, and then it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rule 1, first come, first serve. So we will have car U, car blue.
What
No dying.
That? Oh. I know what that was. Put that out of the way. Did you say no dying?
Yes, because you do clunk, clunk, clunk. No dying. All right. We'll put a key in here. Whee! We got to talk about California stops too. And this point, at some point down here, we don't have any music. I'm like noticing that we're not talking. It's very silent.
And now it's quiet. Yeah.
Like uncomfortably quiet. So I will set up music. does add an additional camera mean? Or maybe not. It says add an additional camera now, so I'm like, that's cool.
Oh, you're gonna add an additional camera to the scene?
No. I just clicked on add music to restream, and one of the options is add an extra camera, or add an additional camera. I was like, what does that do? That's interesting, like gills in a water world.
Yes.
Donald's like, those are very useful ears you got going there.
I know. They're great. I got a lot I got to work on still, so.
Okay. You're not stopped at the stop bar, though. Buddy. Now you're stopped at the stop bar, buddy. Now you're charging him. Don't charge him, goofball. You're gonna do something about that.
I mean, orcs aren't a bad look. The suspension on B cars being really weird. That's okay. Are we talking again? We're doing all the talking thing, talking about numbers or whatever. Subliminal message.
Right?
Fight the power.
Yeah, see, he sits back on the suspension has an issue thingy. Whoa, 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 whoa. The hell?
What happened?
Look at the...
Whoa.
Yeah, look at that. Look at... What is it doing? Yeah, that's
Spikes.
just not right. What happened?
Something.
Something broke. There we go. That's weird. Ordinary pest control. I like ordinary pest control, though, Donald. I mean, I'm just saying. I like that one. I mean, I know where you were going, and I get it. And it was a good joke. But ordinary pest control is cool, too. Oh, that kind of looks cool. Maybe I need a little bit more or a little less curve here. But still.
Having fun?
Of course I am. These are the funniest cars that have ever existed. They crack me up. And how much? Look at how much lean I can put into this. Look at that. You're like, oh man. Oh man. Oh boy. If you can't have fun doing this though, what's the point, right?
True. A car has better suspension. Not yet. I mean, that's the entire point, right? No car crashes. Rule 1. First car there, first car go.
paper, which tells us roughly what each one of these has got to be. So
I've always kind of done the whole, whoever's the first car after that, it's everything to the right of them. Kind of continues.
That's rule 2. Person to the left yields right of way to the person to the right. But I have to say it both ways because I think one of our tests says which way yields and the other one says which way goes first. And that's 2 different directions. The left yields, but the right goes first. And I have to, that's one of the reasons we want to do this, is because if you can show it to the kids and see it from the point of view of the driver,
right,
then it makes it easier to say, you know, you show little driver dude driving along and you show him going, you know, this way goes first, you know, then they can see it in their head.
Visual.
I'm such a visual person. But all of the people who are auditory, they're fine. You know, they don't have a problem with it at all. Everybody, that's what I tell them, man. I keep telling them, hey, just so you know, if a train approaches a 4-way intersection, it always has the right of way.
Are you sure, teacher?
Because it takes
Mr. Davis
for them to stop, dude. Just so you know.
Are you sure, Mr. Davis? I don't think they stop that fast.
I am so easily entertained. And in fact, I totally intend, I've been telling the joke forever that if all 4 of you get to the intersection at the same time, you know, that's the question. You know, what happens when all 4 of you get there at the exact same time? And I tell them, just so you know, this has only happened to me twice in my entire life. However, I'll tell you the secret of what you do. You get out of the car, you pull the bears out of your trunk, you put them in the intersection, and they all fight. And whichever one wins goes first.
Bears?
It's such a left turn for them that the kids are all like, whoa, oh, okay, I get it. And you can just like watch their faces go through that entire transition, step by step. You know, they start out.
I'm still on bears,
right? Exactly. Like, and then if they all like look at me for a minute, then I pause, and then I say, and anybody who has polar bears goes first, because they're the furthest from home. Like at that point, if at that point my kids haven't caught on that I'm messing with them, then I'm like, you're hopeless.
There's a true problem with the kid.
You know, like at this point in time, I can't help you guys. Oh man. Oh yeah, and
most kids aren't going to see a train going that fast though, because most people don't leave city limits.
It's and though you are absolutely right, Brent, the reality is that the truth of the matter is that yeah, light rail never goes that fast. That's not necessarily true though. The G line and the L are both a different rolling stock. I actually have been looking into it because of course trains. The A line and B line are also different rolling.
The A line has had a lot of cars, and that's because people try and beat the
race line,
race the light, but also they don't realize that train actually goes 60 miles an hour. If I remember right, they were trying to tell me that it actually can go up to like 100, 150, 100 miles an hour, but there is no real points within where they're at that they can actually fully extend to 100 miles an hour because there's so many stops in between. Not for the A line.
No.
They won't ever be because it's not a big... Yeah.
The ultimate goal is for it to be the A-B line, just like the bus, but they've got to get right of way to Boulder.
Yep.
Because legitimately, AB would be very useful.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of
I
them
would
that are
use
going to be
AB.
useful.
I would totally use the AB all the time and not drive to Boulder.
I use the A line all the time when I'm going to the airport because I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
Well, I used to. When I lived farther away, like when I lived in Lakewood out by you, like I would just take the light rail. Like I would take a lift to the light rail and I would just ride that all the way back up to the station. It'd be like an hour, but still. You leave an hour earlier than you're supposed to. Because you have to go to Union. When I was in Lakewood, I have to go to Union Station, then transfer again, and then that would take me all the way out to the airport. But yeah, having an AB line, that'd be cool. Didn't they start that and it stopped in Old Town? Is like where they've ended so far, and they just haven't continued.
You mean out to B, Boulder?
Yeah.
So there's a long story about why we can't get to Boulder. BNSF has the right of way for the rails to that through that area, and they don't want to share it with the light rail because that'll cut the amount of trains that they can run. So they won't get the right of way. So RTD is going to have to make its own track somehow.
I mean, that was the whole original thing with the rework of downtowns out to the airport was because all the trailways weren't being used. And like, well, we're just going to reuse all these.
Right. And all of those belonged to BNSF as well. And they were willing to surrender that because they weren't using it. And some of it belonged to Union Pacific. And that was not a problem because the Union Pacific's pretty much dead. So all of that wasn't really that big of a deal. The problem is going the other direction. BNSF still uses the lines going to Boulder.
Right.
So they'd have to surrender right of way for light rail to run on it. Now the new rolling stock will run on it. But since we're talking about, electric trains as opposed to, diesel, you'd have to run wire and stuff like that, which kind of limits what a diesel motor can do, what a diesel engine can do. Limits to it. Causes problems. Right. So they're being horsey about it. So then they decided to just make their own line, which is what they were doing with some of the renovations that they were going to do through the rebuild of the Boulder Turnpike. But in doing so, there were problems with the state of Colorado and CDOT trying to clear out whether they were going to do HOV lanes or not. So there was like a decision problem between those two. And so ultimately then RTD was just going to build it to the right of the turnpike, but then people won't give them the right of way. Now people don't want to, and nobody wants to enact eminent domain. So there's a lockup and we're working on it. Of course there is. So did I tell you though about some of the freaking funniest things one of the funniest things I had ever heard? Texas, right? Texas. Don't tread on me.
This is pretty funny.
Yeah, right. Don't tread on me, Texas.
Yep.
They're going to put in a high-speed rail. They're going to put high-speed rail between Houston and Dallas. Okay. They're going to put in that line. And you know what they did? They employed eminent domain because people wouldn't give them the space for the rail. Texas. Eminent domain. Okay. I loved it. I was like, you people you have no clue. You have no clue.
Right.
Which, of course,
I have no idea what that is.
You're going to have to. Yeah, actually, Colorado would benefit a lot from having ski lines, trains.
Probably.
We'd benefit a ton from having ski lines.
Yeah, we would. We actually would.
I'm just saying. Yeah. We need to do some quick math here. I hate quick math.
You like long math?
No, I don't like math. 225.
That would always surprise me after I found that out. I was like, you don't like math? I was like, you're the one I thought you would like math.
I hate it. Well, I had a bad teacher. So 225 is going to be.
Oh, that makes sense.
So.
Yeah, we just don't. So BNSF is they just come through here with a lot more freight, but Union Pacific is still alive and going. They're just in a different state.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is like Union Pacific isn't dead, but it's dead here. So they had a lot of control over the lines that were. That's okay. I mean, it's major deal. Major deal.
I mean, if they were smart, we would just employ people that actually use a train system. Oh yeah, Japan, England. Have them come in and figure it out. That'd be great. Because I know that was one of the bigger problems is that we can't. They keep like, well, we just can't get this to work properly. I'm like, cool. You get the right people to come in, just knock it out real quick. I'm like, oh, this is why your system don't work. Because like the one out to the airport, they're still having problems with a lot of the light rails down off of by I-70.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because they've messed up so much, and yeah, it annoys me. And that's because I get stuck there all the time because of it with work.
Okay, 224. I'll reset the vehicle.
Oh, why am I doing that way? Let's do that again. There we go.
I'm going to set a key. I'm going to set
BN.
And then all hell is going to break loose for this poor car. Oh well.
Which one? A, B, or C?
A. Because
I'm going to have a bad day.
It's going to have a bad day. I'm moving it one frame forward and then returning the vehicle to 0 state.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that one. Why are you grabbing those? That's not what I mean.
Kansas definitely needs rail. I think all big cities need rail. I think we need to get over it.
I mean, we really do. Our transit system sucks for how much people are moving here.
I mean, I would take a train everywhere. It'd be wonderful.
If we actually offered, I'm just saying, if we actually offered good transportation of like rails and all that other stuff, I think more people would actually not have cars. And that would actually be better because we'd be putting our money back into the system.
Yep. Well, moreover, I love rail. I mean, I when I was in Japan, that's pretty much everywhere I went. I mean, I had my car to drive to Mariah's place, but then
if you're going like super far distances, yeah, a car's more affordable or whatnot. Like, let's say you're out in the countryside, yes, you want a car. But if you're in the city and you're still being reliable on a car, there's a problem with your transportation system.
Yeah,
you know.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm like, there's still a problem with our transportation system because even where I am right now, I am close enough to a light rail, but I would still need a car. Stop changing on me. Thank you. Still need a car to get to everywhere I need to be because it's not reliable still. And that's sad.
Cool.
Sorry.
The good thing is no inertia. Look at this. Blink, blink, blink. There's no inertia. Poor A car is like, boom, thrown all the way back in the beginning.
Coming in.
Coming hot. All right. Oh, that's the thing. Is like, that's totally me. I'd be like, I got better things. It's not a problem. Yeah.
Like my friend, I have a friend at work. He's from the Bay Area, and he's even like, dude, I kind of want to get into like city building or what is that one called? It's a certain kind of engineer.
Architect. No. Traffic engineer. No.
Civil engineer. Civil.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Civil engineering. He's like, I kind of want to do that because like I want to.
Man.
They're the ones that come in and start. I don't use the bus because I've been hit twice during the day by cars. Yeah, that's fair. Words. That totally derailed me. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, having the like building an infrastructure for people to actually drive. Oh hey, look who's here.
Yeah, we got George.
That sucks, Donald.
It does suck.
That's just stupid people, too. I used to ride the train when I was going to the metro, and that was nice. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
I got so much done on the train half the time.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I'd take stuff with me on the train, and then I just do stuff on the train. Boop. You want to boop? Boop nose? Boop.
Nose boop. Boop, boop. No, I was the same way. That's actually one reason why now I always have so much in my backpack. Like things to do is because I got so used to it when I was on the train or like taking the bus everywhere because, oh, I missed my bus. I have to wait 30 minutes. Let's go get a coffee. I'm going to sit here and draw.
Yeah, I mean, that's, well, and that's the thing. We've gotten to this point where 30 minutes is a horrible, terrible thing in our society, and it really shouldn't be.
It does. Don't get me wrong. Some days it
because
does.
I've been having this discussion with people online, right? Like they're talking about how electric vehicles are horrible because it takes 20 minutes to charge them. And I'm like, well, the first problem you've got is that you're thinking of them like a gas car. You don't drive for 7 or 8 days and then go to a gas station. You know, you take it home every night and plug it in. So it's at a full tank every morning. It always has a full tank. If you're charging it at a charging station, you screwed up somewhere along the line, you know?
Right.
I said, but then they're like, well, yeah, but I drive 200 and something miles every day. And I'm like, that's 3 hours. And first of all, that's not normal. Second of all, that's not healthy.
Why? Yeah, why are they driving that much though? That's my question.
I'm like, that's not healthy. You really should get out every 3 hours and stand up. You know, take it from
like
someone.
I'm driving about 100 a day just with work alone, and if you had mine, like I may be driving about 150 miles a day, but like I'm constantly in and out of that car all day.
Right. But even that, I mean, like if we had you using a box truck that was electric, you could charge.
Oh yeah,
right. It'd be fully charged every day.
Yeah, and there's like there's a 2 or
100-mile
3 of us
range
that use that same
Go
truck.
2 days before you had to recharge it. You know.
Right.
You know, even then, and people just have no concept. They think that 200 miles they do in like 20 minutes or something. Everybody has this weird concept. So they're like, oh, I can't only have 200 miles. I'm like, my wife goes an entire week without charging the car. And our charger recharges the car in 4 hours.
Nice.
So all she needs to do is come home and plug it in, and it's completely charged back up by the morning.
It's going to do its thing.
We were talking about this morning, or some argument I got into yesterday, where they were like, yeah, it's still cheaper to drive a gas car. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, it is not.
In Arvada, we are super, super expensive here. It's 15 cents a kilowatt hour. Right?
That, like, if that's what they really think, that it's that much cheaper there.
Yeah, they really do. Somehow they think this is cheaper, but it's 15 cents a kilowatt hour here in Arvada, and that's super expensive for Colorado. Usually our average here is 11 cents a kilowatt hour. Well, the car is a 62 kilowatt hour battery, right? It's not hard to do the math there. Filling our tank up or whatever to 62 kilowatt hours, if you say 10 cents is $6, it's $6.20, right? To fill up the tank, right? If you will. And that goes 250 miles. I mean, just doing the math, right? And I even said I did 15 cents a kilowatt hour, and said that, and then they replied, "Well, yeah, but not until the Republicans are put in there. Then if the Democrats stay in power, then it's going to be $200 a kilowatt hour." And I'm like, I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about real practical, like what I
actual
do
politics.
I pay out.
I just hate it when people are like instantly, like right off the bat, there was like, oh, politics. And I was like, why are we going straight to politics when it comes to oil and gas?
Yeah, because they want to prove that EVs are stupid for whatever reason. And I'm like,
oh, it's not even just that. Like most of them, like I even like curbed that for a very person that's close to me. One day they started going off on that, and I was like, you realize that it happens every time when someone else goes in the office, which means that it is a political move. Why we went up from like $3 of gallon of gas to like $6 in like a month. It was a political move. They're doing it to try and get everybody to jump on the other side. And they're blaming the president. They're blaming the Democrats, the Republicans, yada yada yada. No, it's literally whoever's controlling the oil industry is moving everything, because that is their agenda. And you do realize they're a monopoly.
Right. That's the part that gets me, is I'm like, they're a monopoly.
Like they own it. That's the petroleum and everything. Like it's a monopoly. It's not a like, hey, there's 10 to 50 different companies that are trying this. No, it's literally like one, maybe two. And when I start saying stuff like that, that's what everything just goes, yeah, we're gonna just agree to disagree. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Just because you want to stay ignorant. It is what it is.
It is what it is, but it's still, yeah, it's it's so funny. All of these arguments that I have with all of these chuckleheads online has actually made me more interested in getting an EV, because the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, oh, like EVs have half the parts of a gas car. They don't have a transmission. Because
I've actually looked at them too. I just don't know what to get.
No, it's all right. I can help you with that if you ever get to that point. But
also, like, I just paid off one car, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to get another one yet.
I'm not trying to get you to buy an EV.
I would love one. Like, the amount of money that I know people save with them is the reason why I want to get one. But they also
the same price as Chevy Malibu.
No, that's not.
That's the other thing. They're like, well, if you're rich enough, I'm like, we're two teachers.
Yeah, if you're going for a Tesla,
it's not like we have $1 zillion. Oh, crap.
That's because everybody only knows Tesla. That's why.
Yes, you forgot to log in. Damn it.
A lot of people only know the one brand for electric car. It's called
Right,
Tesla.
they only know Tesla.
And
That's
right there is your problem, is that they don't realize that there is a lot of eco-friendly cars. Honda's in the game now.
Yeah. Oh, VW. The
VW,
thing I am totally in love with the VW Buzz, which is their bus. They're just going to release the bus, except it's going to be all electric. And I'm in. I'm like, that'll be my road tripper. We'll just load up the bus and then we'll travel all over the country. And everybody's like, you can't do that with an EV. And I'm like, sure you can. It's going to have like 250-mile range.
Also, plenty of places to go stop and just plug in your car and walk away.
Well, and it's not just that. Level 3 chargers will recharge it in 20 minutes. If every 250 miles we got to get out and walk around for 20 minutes, oh no.
Oh, we're going to hang out at this truck stop or this mall?
Yeah,
oh,
right?
Okay.
It's so horrible. It's like, come on, people.
There's so many downsides to this.
Right? Like sitting there going, guys, I mean, like, you do see what we're saying, right?
My old boss had 3 Teslas at his house.
Yeah.
His roommates had two of them are, well, one of them's his roommates and the other 2 were his. And he just had them because he really liked Tesla. And he's like, you know how much money I save on gas every day? I'm like, no, how much? He's like, I haven't spent money since I bought these on gas.
Right.
I was like, nice. I was like, how much is your electric? He's like, I rarely have to fill this up because I'm literally here or at home. And if I'm at home and my battery's really that low, I plug it in and it's done by the time I wake up in the morning. And it's really not that much of a like my electric bill never really changed.
Yeah, I calculate
because you do it when there is nothing going on.
Right. That's what I calculated. I did the math. It's about 4 cents a mile for the Leaf. It's 10 cents a mile for the Jetta.
Nice.
That's I mean, just calculating up how much it costs per gas and stuff like that. And how much my electricity bill costs, so to speak. But it's 4 cents a mile if you assume peak hours. So if we plug it in right now, it'd be 4 cents a mile. If we plug it in at night when it's not peak and Arvada goes down to 11 cents.
When everybody's asleep.
So so it really is actually closer to 2 cents a mile. So it's one of those things. It's like we knew it because we had 2 gas cars and a budget for gas, and then we switched to 1 electric car, and then our money went down. Like the amount of money we spent per month went down. So we knew it had changed. We just didn't know how much. You know what I mean? As in, we knew.
But you could actually pull the numbers. You're like, oh. Yeah.
And then when I did, I was like, oh, wow. Like the dramatic difference there.
Like after looking at it, I know how much money I could save doing it. It's just also like my biggest one is like I just don't know where I'm gonna be right now. Like, do I need to put another car payment on?
Like
also, I kind of want a new bike.
I'm not trying to sell you on this.
And they don't have electric bikes yet, so I'm really kind of curious when they do that.
There's a reason for that.
I know. Death.
You'll be killed. You'll be killed lots.
I know. I know exactly the reasoning why.
It kicks people off. I mean, it really does. That's what happens.
I know. It's too fast.
They accelerate so ridiculously fast.
Like it was a video I was watching because I've been watching like a lot of motorcycle videos again, just I'm like, oh, I'm curious. And these guys are like, oh yeah, here's the rules that people don't realize of the road with a motorcycle. And I was like, oh, which ones are these? I gotta see what they think they are. And then people are like, and one of them he goes off, starts saying, it's like, a lot of people complain that bikes there's a lot more danger and cost.
Yeah, and they don't.
Yeah, I know that.
But they don't need as big of an engine, so they don't need to pull that much because thrust to weight ratio.
Yeah, and that's literally what I was actually about to get. The thrust to weight is actually like a motorcycle at a stop sign, why everybody always gets mad at like motorcyclists, like they're just speeding around. It's like, actually no, they have no weight, and the torque of their engines actually taking them out faster than a car would.
Yeah,
because I think it was what they were saying, like if a bike was at 125 cc's or something like that, and why it takes off so fast is because of weight to whatever. He's like, to
Thrust
actually
to
get
weight.
the exact same thrust to weight ratio for a car to do the exact same thing, you would need at least 600 to 800 cc's, which is literally like quadruple what a motorcycle is. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
I can't remember the exact numbers, but he was pretty much like saying quadruple the numbers. He's like, yeah, there you go. And I was like, yeah, that's about right. Yeah. But yeah, I would love to try a more electric bike, but the only problem I have with electric is that they're so quiet, and motorcycles, I don't believe should ever be quiet. Because I think it actually saves their life more.
Same thing. They would do the same thing that they do with the Leaf. They would put a speaker on it and have it play an MP3. It literally is what's happening with my Leaf. It's got a little whee that it does whenever you drive around under 25 miles an hour.
Wow.
It just sits there and makes a loud noise going whee, and it whines. And
That's
it does
kinda cool.
that so that you won't have that problem. And that's the problem you're running into is...
So people actually hear you.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm off tomorrow.
I'm going to go get more coffee. I'll be right back.
No. I couldn't get coffee earlier. You can't get it now.
Somebody's partner, and I won't name any names, took a glass of the coffee before she left this morning. So, made tea.
Sounds like you need a new roommate. I'm joking.
We're getting a divorce. Why?
She keeps stealing all the coffee before she leaves for work. That would be funny. I'd be like, really, guy?
Right.
Uh-oh. I got Brent on math. Brent's in math mode.
Yeah. I'm going to sleep through that part of this discussion.
Act like you're not here.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, that really divots in there. I didn't realize that. Why did you stop? I'm so confused. So confused with this thing. Not that deep. That's deep.
Okay.
Up there. Are we masked? I hope we're not masked. That's weird. Wicca, what?
Right. I know. I'm like cracking up about this.
I like it.
All right.
Is it?
TTLLLL TTTL. I'm like, okay. And animation sometimes has things that make you go, well, I don't know. I really just don't.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, you're so cute. Watch. Boing, boing. Oh, man. Best part's cute cars. I'm just saying.
I'm glad you enjoy your cars.
I am easily entertained and have always been. Constant entertainment.
Oh, that would explain a lot. Let's try that again.
Okay. In this instance, because this is rule 2, car blue must yield right of way to car not blue, green. Car green goes first. So they're both like, raring to go. Okay, that's funny. I'm easily entertained.
Are you not entertained?
I am always entertained. So you can go.
Wow. Wow.
Really? I like the wow.
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 Right here. Wow. It knows something we don't. Wow. Okay, second stop, or second is 450. I think we have more fun talking about this music than
That's been a hot topic.
it is a hot topic with us. So Can was bringing up something. He just messaged me. So apparently some guy was doing a live stream of his art, and somebody took a snapshot of his art, had an AI finish it, and then published the picture before the guy finished his work.
Mm-hmm.
Had the gall to demand proof that the original artist did the work.
Nice.
And I was like, wow.
That sounds about right. I've been waiting to see how much this AI is going to start messing with everything. I'm waiting for them to start putting limitations on it.
I don't know how they'll limit it, but I know that we're not hot on this particular thing.
I mean, the hardest part is it is an AI system.
Okay. Then take you and paste it right there. And we reset the car's transition to 0. Copy and paste that there too. It looks pretty severe, dude. I like them.
Oh, thank you.
Looks
Now
like
that
this
I understand this program a little bit better, I was like, oh, cool. And my teacher was like, yep, this next project, go back and redo something. I was like, oh, I can go back and start making this more what I wanted it to look like.
No going backwards. Jesus. All right. Oh, because that's pitch. Son of a pitch.
Son of a bitch.
I'm easily entertained.
Son of a bitch. I like that.
Yeah.
Never say that to a baseball player, though.
Right. Work. There we go.
What'd you say about my son?
Work. All right. All right. So now rule 2 is complete. We'll return to rule 3 after these messages. Wait, what? Rule 3 does not involve card B, so I'm going to leave card B alone for rule 3, which is fine. So we'll copy that key because card B doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's looking better.
Right turn overrules left turn. So
He at least looks like a person now.
he at least looks like a person now. He also looks like we're trying to convince him to blow up Alderaan. I don't know.
Yes. I still have not seen Alderaan yet.
You mean Andor?
Andor, sorry.
675 is the next one. Yes, 675. 675. And this way will work. Since you don't actually run in this manner, we will deal with C alone. Always flash your headlights.
Don't be flashing people.
I mean, just saying. You're not even paying attention to me. I feel so sad.
Oh, sorry. What were you doing?
Why
are you flashing me?
I was flashing it. I turned the flashlight on my phone and I was like pointing it in the camera.
I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just not like, let's get this chin put together.
You're like, I'm going to ignore him because, he's just weird.
Because I can.
Right? locked down car B, or that's car A. That's right. We need to lock down car A at this point anyway, which is totally fine as well. Just not what I expected to do. Okay, straight traffic has right of way. Is the next
What
one.
about gay traffic?
Gay traffic never has the right of way. Sorry.
Damn.
Oh. It's a burn, but I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. It's just all the West. Bow, bow, bow. A lot of George's discussions over here. Sometimes you just have cat discussions, right? Right? That's the way it works. All right. You're a goof. Weird little cat. Weirdness. Okay. This one starts at 450. 450. Trying to remember where I was. I was like, what are you doing? Weirdo. He's like literally rotating around my legs. Like going in little circles around my legs. Like, this makes me worry you're cleaning me off for a kill or something weird. Because you are a weird cat.
You might be the next one. He's just prepping you.
He's prepping me. Are you prepping me? Is it the battle plan? Is your plan all along? Goof. Say, if you're going to do this, get over here where they can see you.
Kill me on camera.
Yeah, kill me on camera so that everybody knows. Upright and totally what happened. What happened because of George. Because George is George. Yeah, you George. Yeah, you are. You're roughly. Okay. But what I was looking for was start here should be 450, which is there, right? 450, yes? 450. Yes. Move that. Move you to here. And move you to here. There we go. That way it's not so much screeching in.
See. Who's that?
I don't know. Somebody's
Someone coming in? Or was that your phone?
I feel like this Paycom saying something.
That was your phone?
That was my phone.
I thought someone was trying to get in. I was like, who's coming in at the last 30 minutes?
Oh. Okay. It was apparently one of the HR people replying back through Paycom going, thank you, because somewhere along the line it said you needed to send a picture of your driver's license. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it makes sense. We are driving instructors. So
Right.
we want to make sure our driver's license is completely up to date. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. I don't have any problem with that. But I was like, that's such a weird, random request. And I'm a classroom teacher, so I guess they're just doing it across the board with everybody in the company. We're driving instructors.
Right. I mean, it's one of those ones. You're technically still a driving instructor, so if they do have to put you out on road, you're at least up to date.
I totally can. Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to spend 2 hours in a car. But I can. If they really need me to. I'm totally capable of doing so.
Right.
It's so weird how screwed up these get.
Oh no. Wynn's at it again.
I know Wynn's been doing some hysterical stuff. I'm cracking up. I don't even know.
Wynn's getting bored and having fun. I love Wynn. I miss Wynn.
Yeah. They.
I always keep telling him, if he moves up here, let me know. What the fuck? Oh, I got a phone call.
Was that you? Or was that our music? Gotcha. Gotcha. And then he destroyed his camera.
It was a spam call.
Spam card. Spam card.
It's the one downfall of using your phone is that you kind of get screwed when it comes up.
Then we back up slowly. Nope. Don't do that.
Wynn's facial expressions are my favorite.
Eddie has some serious problems going on for right now. Weird. Now we have to do the creative turn thing. Harder than it looks. Because cars don't just go at a 45. It's actually kind of aggravating. So here we start. You these two there. Make sure that That's still me.
I know. I sent it to you.
I see. You're trouble. This is you causing trouble. However, it's printed, so it exists.
It's pretty good. I'll show everybody else too so they can see. Finally, a rock type Eevee.
Not right. I like it.
It's amazing. Brent's next 3D project. Actually, there's a few good ones in here. I was seeing that some people post this more, and I was like, oh no. Like there's a Geodude. One with the Rock's head on it. A Squirtle. Yeah, all they did was pretty much took like the body of the Pokemon and then just put Rock's head on it where the head is. And I'm just like, these are getting terrifying. But they're hilarious.
Maybe we've done this okay. Don't get cocky, kid. You know. It's a thing. The problem is the damn ease. It irritates me that by default all animation has ease.
Has what?
Ease in, ease out.
Oh, ease.
So yeah, like so you try to get a car to turn and it goes whee like this because it has to like ease all the way around all of it. So the car's kind of doing this around the corner, you know.
Right.
Like
I get what you're saying now. I was like, ease what?
Ease.
I'm thinking like the letter E, and I was like, what?
It has ease, man, like EVs.
That's why I was confused for a second. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, whoops. BD standard.
I like how his eyes always blur whenever you move.
Yeah, that part annoys me.
Yeah. Like,
I'm like, what the heck? Why are you doing
You're not
this?
supposed to know these things.
Like, I see it, and I'm just like, why are you doing this to me? Stop.
Right. Why do you hate me so?
I I do like that there's pressure sensitivity to these, though. It's really cool. Dude, so I finally got to see what Cooney's been working on, and I am so like impressed with it.
Right? He's like got the little like bing thing going on. I don't know. That's so cool.
There's a lot of things I can't say now because of like it's all NDA right now for him. But he's like, hey, I just so you can see what like where I'm at and why I'm telling you like this is how this works. I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense because he was showing me his stuff. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, but do not show any of this. I'm like, no, that's awesome. I'm just glad I actually got to see where you're at nowadays. You know, and not just be like waiting for you to post something. You know, he seems so much happier though than when he was in apparel.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, that figure drawing thing, that's first Fridays or Sundays?
First Sundays.
Oh, okay, so November's coming. Okay.
Something's up there. Yeah. You got it. November whatever. Shifting gears there. It doesn't need to be shifting gears. There's that. Yeah, see, now you're all just dicks. No! Let's not do that.
Yeah, my teacher was like, this week you get two choices. You can either jump back on a project and work on it, or you can build a new one of this specific thing and do this. And I was like, I want to kind of go back and see if I can make these look better. That's how we came back to the Nosferatu. At least my attempt at a Nosferatu.
Sounds good to me.
And then I have like a 2-week painting session on my other project. Which I got to start that too, but it has to be a nude model, and I'm trying to figure out something for that. I found a thing. It's called Art Models 360.
When is it? What does it do? When did
So Art Models 360, it's a website.
No, yeah, no. I'm talking about when do you need to have a nude model?
Oh, I need to find one for this weekend so I can get this project started. I have to have at least 75. So he said for where you're at this set, you have to be at least 50 to 75% done with your painting this week by Sunday. So next week you're just in polishing and refining stage.
Okay.
Week.
The only reason I was saying that is because that's what they're going to have at Memento Mori.
At where? Oh, at the thing.
Yeah. So. But if your model needs to be before that, there's other things.
Yeah, I know it does. I have to get one that's, and there's a website that's actually kind of cool. It's called Art Models 360.
Right.
And you can't use the models unless you pay for them, which I totally get that.
That's cool.
And I'm trying to justify right now if like I want to spend the $40 because it's a $40 price tag, but it's for an entire year to use all their models. I'm like, am I going to actually come back and do this over and over again? Which is probably a yes.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
I found it last night, and I'm just kind of, and like they give you previews of what you get, like what kind of models you're getting and poses and things like that. Like you see all of it. Like here, I'll send you.
No, I already got the link up.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, because they
Wasn't sure if you're looking.
really put them on a little, like, rotating wiggly wop.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like once I get to that point, yeah, cool, that'd be awesome. Be able to sit there and do all that. It's just me justifying right now if I can actually, if I should spend the $40 just for this class.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is where I'm at right now. But still cool. It's a cool website I randomly found. I was like, oh, cool. Because I was looking at them, I was like, there's some actually kind of obscure ones in there. Like, there's like a few pregnant ladies in there. I'm like, I kind of want to draw those. Because you don't get that very often.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And that was the thing. Like, there's some of them I've been seeing. Like, these were kind of obscure. I like it. Then you also get doubles, like 2 people together, 3 people together.
Yeah.
Kids, and like there's a child with a mom. And I was like, this is okay. A baby. Handicapped. Like, you get a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I kind of want to... For $40, I think it might be worth it. Or there's this one model I was looking at also, too. I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, you know how you go from, like, having too much weight, and then when you lose it all, like, you still kind of, like, have body flab?
Mm-hmm.
Skin flab? Like, there's actually a model on there that has that. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's useful.
It's different. It's not what you're expecting.
That's a cool. It is a cool. That's a cool.
Yeah, that's how I was like, I might have to get into this. I don't know. Reference photos for artists. Oh, we got 3 minutes.
How does this look from car A? Usually, or from car, I guess, perspective. No, default camera. It doesn't look so bad. Trying not to make it look stupid. Did I tell you about how I realized dumbly how to do things here?
No.
Oh, okay. So I've been fighting to make these things that will connect the steering wheel to the wheels and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realized that this is Daz. I can just set poses.
Did it work? Did it work better now?
Now watch. So I've got C. So he's neutral now. So I set his pose for neutral. and then halfway through the turn, I'll set him for hard left turn, right, like that. And then he'll return here, and then he just here. And that's all I needed to do. And now
it worked.
It goes just that easy.
Oh, that one day where you were just like scratching your head for like hours and like, I hate this program.
Like trying to figure out how to tie all that together and make it all work together and make the wheels and the link the wheels to the steering wheel, and oh god. And really all I needed to do was just make a pose where the wheels were straight and where the steering wheel was straight. Then make a pose where the wheels turn to the left and the steering wheels turn to the left. Make a pose where it's turned to the right and turn to the right. Then just apply the pose halfway through the turn, and poof, done. That was all I needed to do.
So, question is, did you find that out, or did someone else bring that up to your attention?
Somebody brought it up, and I was like, I feel so stupid.
Because you were like, oh, dang it, I should have known this one. Yeah.
Man, that turns fast. C is in a hurry, man. He really wants to get out of here, man. He's just saying. He's got things to do with his life.
Apparently.
That's funny.
Build this up. Will that give me more of that definition I'm looking for? Probably. A little bit more definition. That does. That kind of gets a little bit better.
Okay, we've gone crazy again, haven't we?
Why?
George. He just ran in here and ran out. I think he's running away.
Like, hi, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Just making sure you didn't leave. I thought you left. I think I know why. So, when I subdivided, that's why you're getting that weird pixelation when I'm moving it.
Yep.
I subdivided on a lower poly, and that's why the ears, the eyes, and all this new stuff's kind of being weird, but I'll figure all of that out another time.
Yeah, it's all right. It works. Are you insane? Have we gone into insane kitty? Insane kitty.
All right.
11:03. Time for you to go to work, bro.
Yeah, it's on like save.
Yep.
But also, since I have like 4 days off now, I'm probably going to also work on that Mega Man head that I started and redo that one because I know a few new tricks. And I was like, this will actually be way easier to do this now that I know this one.
After I finish this little pass of doing all of these things, I'm going to go back and redo the QuaCk and the MPV because it'll be much easier to make them into figures in DAS than it is to have them as separate pieces.
Mm-hmm.
For the same reason. I mean, now that we've learned how to do that, and then I can make poses for it, just like I did here. So I can just set poses where it's standing and walking or running or, down on its wheels and then turn the wheels for steering. And you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Once it's set up, it'll be so much easier to just set it up and then just double click it for whatever it's doing. So
true.
Coolio, bro. I will see you then later. I'll be on tonight. if you want to join.
I will. Actually, I'll probably be on tonight. Tonight's Thursday. There's nothing else going on, and I don't have to work tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably be on just working.
Might as well join me.
Might as well.
We'll be doing this. Okay. See you all later. And bye, Brent. I saw Brent for a while. Bye, Donald. See you guys for later on. We'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.